And here we go. Here's our first team, Muhan, a new team to Tier 2, doing reasonably well. I mean, they won their first match here, winning quite convincingly, playing a very sort of standard kind of game against, I believe it was Dagon 5.
Indeed it was, Moonglade.
Dagon 5 not doing too well so far, but yeah, we have Sambon, Shabel, Prodok, Rice Flower, and Jody.
Yeah, and they're all Korean squad, as you can plainly see, so I always am happy when I see full-on Korean squads. The question is, how well will they do against Monkey Spanner? Because pretty much I feel like Monkey Spanner is by far the strongest team in Tier 2. They have 3 veterans from the first season of the KDL, and also most of them, if not all of them, have played in the Nexon Sponsorship League. And in addition to that, they have 2 former Tier 1 players. Both Tenbird and KSH were in Tier 1 last season, and I guess they left their respective teams / they disbanded or changed. Joining up with Monkey Spanner, it's making them, just as powerful as ever.
Yeah, and we saw that last week. Monkey Spanner looking so strong, really, yeah, wiping the floor with their opponents.
Yeah, that's true. Monkey Spanner already has a win under their belt. The same can be said for Muhan or Infinity Sun, whatever you want to describe them as.
Yeah, I guess Muhan will do for now until they tell us otherwise.
Yeah, I wonder if that's actually the Korean name for Infinity.
It could be. We should figure this out.
Yeah, Google Translate coming right up after this break. And we're getting a quick little shot at Muhan. Now, I still feel like Monkey Spanner are the heavy favorites here.
Yeah. Yeah, you were telling me before the cast that they seem like the strongest, but I'm really hoping Muhan can really pull it out and show at least some good games this day.
Yeah, hoping it's not like a steamroll.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, when you look at Monkey Spanner, they actually have a really good amount of experience in Tier 2.
And that's very important.
Yeah, they played the promotion matches as well, but lost. I think they kind of wanted to stick in Tier 2, though, just because more opportunity for them to fight lower-level teams and make that moolah.
Yeah, make that easy monies. And That's not a bad strategy until you've built up your team enough to really mix it with the Tier 1s.
Indeed. I think maybe next season they could potentially compete. Still, 4 Tier 1 teams, you got the best of the best.
Yeah.
It's really just a brutal battlefield, and sometimes teams know it's smart to not take a fight with the big dogs.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's either you win and make money or you lose and make nothing. So I'm sure it's much more lucrative for a team that probably won't win many games in the Tier 1 to kind of stay in Tier 2.
Actually, I believe the top 2 teams in Tier 2 did make more monies than the bottom 2 teams in Tier 1.
All right.
So just kind of putting it in perspective.
Yeah, that's interesting. But I mean, at the same time, you want to play for honor and victory and simply just the competitive side of it. Some players probably more satisfied with just making some money, and others really want to just be the best and mix it with the best, which I can respect a lot more.
Well, luckily, basically everybody in Tier 1, that's what they care about.
I respect that.
I can respect that a lot as well. But we should be getting into the draft underway quite soon.
Any second now it should be. And you know what? I'm really looking forward to today's Tier 1 battle. I mean, MVP Phoenix against Zephyr. It's the rematch of the Grand Finals of last season, and I think it's going to be great games, and it's going to really show us where these teams are this season. I mean, we saw them have really close games against Pokerface recently, so it's gonna tell a lot, I feel.
Well, if there's any indication from the earlier matches of this season in Tier 1, the games are going to be a lot closer. But let's go ahead and move into the draft. This is the Korean DOTA2 League. This is Tier 1, best of 1, $2,000 to the victor between Team Muhan and Monkey Spanner. My name is Whiplash, and I'm casting with Moonglade. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can follow me at YeahWhiplash.
And me at MoongladeAU.
So there are shout-outs for the time being. I'm sure there'll be more in the future, but looking at the bans so far, we just have a few. It's Batrider and Invoker from Muhan, so they're still really valuing that Batrider really high, even after the nerfs.
I mean, it's still so effective at initiating. It's pretty much exactly the same as it used to be. It's such a strong hero still, and we've seen it being used time and time again. This patch, it's really effectively in games.
I'm actually surprised to see Monkey Spanner ban out the Wisp so fast.
Yeah.
This leads me to believe that They expect Team Muhan to go for a global type of strategy, get the Ancient Apparition, maybe an Invoker, which, well, they banned out that's no Invoker, but more like a Nature's Prophet, maybe a Clockwork.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Maybe a Wisp Tiny combo, you never know. That's such an effective combo still.
Certainly is, but I generally don't see teams ban out the Wisp this early, but yeah, every once in a while teams will do it, and
maybe they just know something we don't. Maybe they know a bit of like Muhan's meta, what they're at, what heroes they like to choose. They've done their research, and they know that they've been really favoring Wisp lately in their online games.
Oh, absolutely, Moonglade. These teams are not stupid. They will research their opponents.
You have like 2 matches a week, so you got like a lot of time to really sit down and research. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the sort of thing they're going against.
Yeah. It's generally the Korean way.
Yeah, it's very smart.
Well, Monkey Spanner, they've picked up the Dazzle Shadow Demon combination. It's shown to be really strong in this current patch. Mirana pickup could be certainly in the books for Monkey Spanner.
Yeah,
following up shortly.
That would just really top it off. I mean, such powerful support heroes. Really good at initiating with that disruption. Disruption, Shadow Wave.
A nice little combination there to really get the damage on.
Oh my goodness.
Also, I really like Shadow Demon, the help out against the Ancient Apparition, preventing heroes from shattering. It's a nice combo. Even Shallow Grave as well can buy some time.
Yeah. And we see a Viper from Team Muhan.
I think this is just Team Muhan picking heroes that they're comfortable with and they enjoy playing. As we saw from the history, Pro Doak, he has played Viper before. I believe he played that in the first game against Dagon 5.
Right.
And it's something that they enjoyed.
Yeah, I kind of like it. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I guess it kind of like stops Monkey Spanner in his tracks, but going maybe like a TA mid or anything like that. I mean, Viper's so good against that kind of hero. So Monkey Spanner probably going to take their time thinking about what they're going to go next. Viper kind of, maybe a little early on the Viper, I feel. They could have waited maybe for the 3rd or 4th pick to really choose that hero.
Maybe they were afraid of it getting banned out in the 2nd round.
Yeah, good point.
So I don't fault him entirely for the pick, but it's definitely not a hero that you necessarily want to pick so early in the draft. Yes, he pretty much beats anybody one-on-one in the mid lane, but he doesn't have any real escape, so the counter to him essentially is to just some smoke gangs and rotations early on to the mid lane to help out your mid hero, and then once you get ahead, he's much easier to manage against.
Really peaks like in the mid game, really trails off in the late game, so much more aggressive sort of hero.
And these 2 extra bans are really smart from Muhan. I can totally see them being like creating an absolute nightmare of a lineup for Monkey Spanner. You put that Centaur on the off lane, you have that initiation power from Stampede. There's so much front end damage, and you have essentially the guaranteed double edge arrow after the disruption and Shadow Wave.
They're really shutting down this lineup so far. Yeah,
but the thing is, it's still quite versatile. They have a lot of other heroes they can go with, so it's okay for a Monkey Spanner. But those are 2 heroes I'm sure they would have loved to grab.
Yeah, absolutely. Top tier, really top tier heroes at the moment.
Actually, Mirana has the highest win rate of the current patch.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I think she's being picked the most, or almost the most as well.
Such a versatile hero. I mean, can really play like any role.
Versatility is the name of the game.
That's it. That's the name of her game.
On Monkey Spanner end, they've also removed the Luna, as well as the Nyx Assassin, so getting rid of most likely a potential offlaner in the Nyx Assassin. And Luna's just a solid all-around hard carry that when teams when they don't have a hard carry and they've got a few heroes lined up, they're thinking, all right, well, what's an all-around solid hero that can work with a lot of lineups? It's generally the Luna. She's really powerful at all stages of the game.
Yeah. Great pusher.
Yeah, great pusher. Starts off with a lot of magic damage, which is great early on, and moves into the more physical damage later on, which is generally better in the later stages as people get Black King Bards and magic resistance.
Right. And we saw a OD for Monkey Spanner.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. I'm guessing he's going to be mid lane, going to try and take on the Viper.
Indeed. If there's another hero that's extremely strong in the mid lane, it's got to be that Outworld Devourer.
Absolutely. We've seen him time and time again just really carry the team mid game. Such a strong hero. And a Wraith King.
Yeah, Wraith King pickup.
Muhan.
I know that's a hero that Dagon 5 love.
Yeah, that's true.
They have
That's
mentioned that
true.
to me. I like the Clockwork pickup as well. It gives them a sturdy offlaner, and let's see, yeah, it gives them a lot of good initiation power as well.
This is Tenbird, one of their new players.
Indeed. Formerly of Bird Gang, which is now Poker Face in the Tier 1 division. He was originally a support player. He rotated around a little bit. He did try offlane, but on Monkey Spanner, he is playing in the position 1, that hard carry role.
Right. Very versatile player.
Indeed.
Wow.
Although, honestly, I did see him play offlane, and the games were not amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably smarter to kind of stick to at least maybe 1 to 2 positions. You don't want to try and play everything. It's just too many heroes to cover, too many matchups, and
Indeed.
yeah.
Any pro player can basically play any position, but it's how well can you play that position.
I mean, it's a lot to learn and a lot to practice, so you really want to keep it a bit smaller.
Yeah, I got to worry about that hero pool size, unless you're DK, of course. Then you do whatever you want.
If you're burning, then you just choose any hero and you dominate. So
carry Tuskar, man, new meta.
Oh yeah, and we see a Weaver for Team Muhan. I'm guessing that's going to be the offlaner.
It's the offlaner, but they also actually no. I think this is an offensive tri-lane. I have a feeling because they picked up the Ancient Apparition,
right?
And he works really well with the Weaver in an offensive tri-lane situation.
That's a really good point.
Wraith King goes into the support role, and he just uses his stun and overall tank ability to help out. And I think that's actually a really strong tri-lane.
Yeah, that chilling touch, so damn good.
Absolutely. It's really what makes this hero such a danger in the tri-lane. It basically like triples the DPS of your lineup early on in the game, and that'll certainly tip the scales into your favor.
Yeah? Ooh, and we see a Slok.
I like it.
Position 1 Slok for Monkey Spanner. All right.
Indeed.
Definitely needed a good carry with good escapes against this kind of lineup, I feel. And this is probably the perfect choice.
Now, the thing I'm wondering is, will Monkey Spanner try to dodge the offensive tri-lane and just put Slark in that off-lane position? If they don't, then it could be a little difficult. They do have a good amount of heal and disruption, which can be really nice against what Team Muhan has. I mean, Shadow Demon, Dazzle are like the epitome of you will not die in a tri-lane if we are around and paying attention. Because we'll keep you healed. We'll allow you to dodge attacks and spells. I'm still wondering if they'll just try to fight the offensive tri-lane straight on, or if they'll go for a little bit of offensive tri-laning of their own. Team Muhan, if everything is what I predict in their draft, all they're lacking is an offlaner, and I could see a Doom making it through the draft. I think that would be a really solid hero for them to pick for the one-on-one.
Yeah, absolutely. Doom would be really effective against this kind of matchup. Doom on the Dazzle or Slark really can shut them down in team fights. Really make it a lot easier to kill.
Even the OD as well. That hero becomes useless.
Yeah.
It's like,
I like Doom. Doom is a good idea.
You have like crappy right click basically when you're doomed as the OD.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised it wasn't the final ban from Monkey Spanner. Timbersaw, I don't think it'll be too amazing against Monkey Spanner's lineup, but
Death Prophet.
All right.
A bit more push.
Yeah, a little bit more push oriented.
I like it.
This is cool. There's like so many possibilities for their lanes. They could still put the Death Prophet in the mid, or they could put it in the solo safe lane, or they could do the same for Viper. It really can work either way.
Yeah. We're going to have to wait and see.
Indeed we are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to move into the first match of the evening. This is the Korean Dota 2 League Tier 2 between Muhan and Monkey Spanner. My name is Whiplash. I'm casting with Moonglade. Let's move into game number 1.
And already, we see an aggressive smoke into the Radiant jungle.
I like it.
I like it a lot. Muhan looking for some, leaded by the Wraith King, so obviously looking for a Wraith Fire initiation.
Uh-oh, these supports. Oh, they're dead. This is so bad for Nace. All the nukes. Well, hold on a second. He's being kept alive by Shallowgrave. There's a bit of disruption, and I don't think he's getting out of here alive, though. There's the first blood to Jabel. Wow. Tenberg forced the leap away. Nice start.
Really great start. Really easy pick there.
Very aggressive, too.
And that was Wraith King with the first blood, so that's going to help him.
Yeah.
Never want to give like a semi-carry at the very least, a kind of head start.
Well, he'll most likely be in the support role for this game. He can easily transition into a bit of a semi-carry later on, though, like you kind of said.
We'll wait and see what he does. Ooh, Clockwork with the haste. Gonna look around the dire jungle. Not gonna really find much.
I love his picture, man. He's kind of like cocked one of his eyebrows up. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, well, Rice Flower, he is heading to the top lane. Okay. I mean, I feel like it's not a huge difference between the Death Prophet and the Viper. Who gets what lane in this situation?
Yeah, both will do pretty well against the OD. Won't get completely destroyed.
Well, Pro Doc won't have an amazing time.
Yeah.
Once the Astral Imprisonment like levels up a good amount.
Starts getting spammed on him. Yeah, loses his intel.
But I'm thinking, like, as far as farm is concerned, maybe they want to get this Viper a little bit more farm in the earlier stages, and that's what they're more concerned about.
Yeah, they're really going to want to try and pressure mid-game, try and get some more ganks on the board before it gets too late, before that Weaver can really come online.
Well, this lane is just very dangerous for Monkey Spanner. They have to be on top of their game. Even pulling creeps at this stage is a bit of a risk, because if the Dazzle or the Shadow Demon's just a little bit too far away, that will prevent Tenbird from potentially staying alive once the aggression comes out from Muhan.
I'm surprised it didn't really offensive ward the creeps for pulling. I mean, it could have really helped them deal with the lane, get more farm. Really.
I think they would just expect that there would be some dewarding from Monkey Spanner. We'll see if Tenbird can find a little bit of farm at this point. He's just kind of chilling there, tanking up some of those creep shots.
Taking a lot of hits.
Indeed. And by the way, Moonglade, you want to move this monitor for me?
Oh, I'll do it, friend.
Thank you. I noticed that the monster drinks we received from one of the fans in the studio was blocking the creep score, and I was like, all right, that's...
Oh, I'm sorry.
The monitor's far away. I want to get a closer look at the game, Moonglade.
Yeah, we only got one monitor to share here at the KDL.
Indeed. All right, guys, maybe by next season we can get an observer slot in the game.
Fingers crossed.
Indeed. No promises, but fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the ward.
There's the ward. A bit later, but yep, gonna definitely help stop that that wave from being pulled and give that Weaver just a little bit more farm.
Nice little dewarding from Nace over on Monkey Spanner's end. I'm actually surprised that we haven't had any more aggression from Muon in this bottom lane. I guess Tenbird's just deciding to play this much safer.
Yeah, I guess they were satisfied with that first blood, and they're Monkey Spanner kind of playing it really on the defensive here. Ooh,
I think this could actually be a very early kill onto the OD. He's definitely... Oh, wait. Never mind. OD's on Monkey Spanner's end. What's wrong with me? I feel so silly now.
Hey, he did take a lot of damage, granted, but yeah, supports were not really in position for it. But we might even see a reversal. We might see Death Prophet take a dive if she creeps too far forward. Their DD is worn off on the Shadow Demon, so...
I still feel like it will be kind of hard to take her down.
Yeah.
There's just going to be the reduced intelligence, but Death Prophet's not the tankiest hero, but certainly not the lightest hero in the earlier stages. And you generally build for tankability on her anyway.
Yeah. Very good point. Viper doing rather well in the safe lane. But, you know, Clockwork isn't doing too bad either, considering it's a one-on-one with the Viper.
Yeah, that's actually a
keeping
really good point you bring
keeping really up there with the last hits. And that's really surprising. Just not enough aggression from the Viper, I guess, for now.
Yeah, well, I'm getting a little concerned for Muon 5 because this offensive tri-lane, yeah, they got the first blood, but beyond that, it's not accomplishing too much.
Yeah, they kind of just farming it up. There's no real aggression there. And I feel like it's kind of a mistake because it's really the offensive tri-lane's game there. I mean, they have such a good lineup for that lane.
They do.
And they're just not really taking advantage of it.
Now, granted, Monkey Spanner, they do have a lot of survivability thanks to their supports.
That's true.
But we're seeing them rotate all around the map, and I would love Muon 5. Or just Muon. I don't know why I keep wanting to call them Muon 5. Hold on a second. We have a disruption. Soul Catcher stuck inside the cogs. Rice Flower. He's low on health, and a few more right clicks can finish the job. They get it with the Rocket Flare. So 4-8-8-5 on Monkey Spanner's end, nabbing himself a kill.
And it looked like he tried to trade there instead of trying to get out of the cogs. And I don't know, do you think he could have got out of those cogs in time? Or did you think it was the right move to try and do as much damage to that Clockwork as possible before dying?
Well, I think maybe he could have escaped. But the problem is you have to attack those cogs multiple times. And
yeah.
It may have just been too little too late on that front. Tenbird, he is feeling very unsafe at this point.
Yeah, they're really taking over this lane. They realize that the supports are elsewhere, and they could have been doing this all along.
They could have done this a lot earlier, I feel.
Yeah, they really let it go.
Well, mid-game, there's a ward from Muhan to spot this. So the Death Prophet should be A-okay.
Playing it very safe. Now has her ulti. Definitely increases her survivability and damage and pushing power.
Yeah.
So we might see that mid go down soon.
And, you know, Death Prophet, she is losing the lane. Look at the denies on this OD.
That's impressive amount of denies, actually.
18.
Wow.
KSH in the mid.
Really shutting it down.
Doing work. Weaver is on top of the last hit list, 28, compared to 22 and 21 are the next top two. Slark has not gotten the best early game, but, I mean, he is a hero that is, as far as carries go, yeah, he's somewhat item dependent, but he can still, you know, make a lot of, you know, cool attacks happen.
Yeah, he can make a lot of plays. He can still get a lot of kills, but obviously...
Oh, Clockwork. He gets a nice cogs off and actually pushes all of them away. Prodog is out of mana, and there's just a few more right clicks. We should see the ultimate to finish the job if needed. But the Weave will come in and do the job. KSH with the last hit.
Yeah, pushing really far forward considering the mana pool of Death Prophet. A bit of a mistake there, a bit of an overcommittal. But nothing too huge.
Well, there is one thing I am concerned about Moonglade. If we take a look at Muon's lineup, they have like 4 cores in their lineup in the late game scenario.
Yeah, that's very true.
So compared to the 2 of Monkey Spanner, granted, both the Outworld Devourer and the Slark do scale extremely well late game, where on the other end I feel like they don't have the hardest late game carries, maybe Weaver. The other ones can certainly, though, help out, and it may just be a numbers game. If we go into, you know, like the 40-50 minute mark and Monkey Spanner isn't far ahead, it just may not work out for them in the long run.
I got a lot of faith in this Wraith King. I reckon he could become a carry late game if it goes far enough and he gets some kills on the board.
Slarky's jumping on the Weaver, and we're going to have a little bit of feeling coming out from him as well. They get the disruption onto Wraith, but can they actually finish the job? Well, he's going to go ahead and teleport away. Nice. Oh, no, he cancels, actually.
Oh, even better.
That was pretty impressive, and he's still topped off health-wise. Now we have 4 members of Muhan in the bottom lane. They have the Death Prophet's ultimate available. They could just push for the Tier 1, and that looks to be the plan, Moonglade.
Absolutely. Pushing begins, and I love this strategy. There's nothing really Monkey Spanner can do against this. I don't think they can really shut down at this point of the game. Maybe
with Clockwork. Okay, it's going to move in onto the Death Prophet. If they can kill her off before those ultimate does too much damage, indeed they are. 485, he gets healed up after Frozen.
Wow, did I eat my words. But here comes the Viper.
Oh, this is going to be a turnaround, though, on Tenbird. His ultimate was cooldown, and down he goes. We're going to see a stun now connect with the Park. His heal is used, but still, he doesn't have the Shallow Grave available, and that's a great trade, actually, from Norm 5. They take down the Slark. They get a support. It's a 2-for-1. Overall, not bad for Muon 5. Yeah. It looks like
they might even take this tower anyway without the Death Prophet. Death Prophet kind of baiting them out, and they kind of overcommitted, and that Viper came and cleaned it up.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think you got your wish, Moonblade. This is not looking too one-sided so far. Looking very back and forth. I even want to give a bit of an advantage to Muon.
Yeah, they're looking really strong right now, and I'm glad I have faith in them.
Well, they are.
Slark going to scare them off.
Yeah, they're forced to back away for the time being.
But That tower is so low and it won't take much to get it down. Not in denying range just yet.
We have Midas on the OD. And
it's a pretty cool face mask.
I love it, man. It's the little silenced picture from DOTA.
I wonder if he's actually sick or he just wanted to show it off.
That's a good question. I think I've seen that guy in the studio wearing that before, though.
Oh, really? Okay. Just a bit of fashion there.
Your Korean fashion, man. Ain't that something else?
It's crazy, man.
It certainly is. Wraith King, he has some chainmail on, which means he could build into many different items. I don't know if it'll be a mech because there's other good heroes on Muhan that build that item. Both the Viper and the Death Prophet can build into that item occasionally. I'd say more often on the Viper.
And that's actually a really greedy Weaver. That's Midas before Boots.
Well,
I like that.
With the Sakuchi, you can kind of get away with it.
Yeah, that's very true.
I'm okay with it.
I think it's cool. I respect it. Tenbird, really feeling confident after that, I guess, engagement. Everyone was kind of weak, so they all retreated home. So he's pushing up the lane, up to that tower.
Indeed he is. Oh, nice. A bottle picked up by the Clockwork. A bit of harassment onto the Death Prophet. Currently 0 and 2. Certainly is not done amazing in the mid lane, but what do you expect? It's no Outworld Devourer in the mid lane.
Yeah, you're always going to be at a bit of a deficit.
Oh, what? That. He could have mini-stunned him.
Yeah.
And he could have also used his hook. That was a little confusing.
That was a bit strange, but oh well.
Yeah, I'm actually just like, what? I'm really confused.
He wanted to let him go. He's like, don't worry, I got this.
Well,
so they were trying to gank onto Tenbird, but Tenbird getting away, dodging that Wraith Fire.
I mean, Slug's, he's one of the hardest heroes to actually really kill and finish off.
Yeah, unless you like really chain stun him, DPS him down, you're not going to really kill him anytime soon.
Indeed. I have a feeling this game will go pretty darn late. I'm expecting this to be over 30 minutes.
It's definitely seemed like a bit more of a farm fest than much aggression, which is cool. I mean, I'd love to see a bit of farming, see how high these heroes can go. What can happen in the late game? I really want to see this Wraith King maybe farm a bit more.
He's got to buy those wards first.
He's got to buy the wards, and he's got to camp the runes, and maybe get some kills on the board.
Maybe a little bit of dust here and there.
Yeah.
And notice his item build as well. He's gotten a point now into the Vampiric Aura. So that's giving his team a little bit more pushing power.
Yeah.
There just seems to be a lot of different potential builds on that hero. And you can get stats early on. Sometimes people will get a point in the Mortal Strike for a little bit of extra oomph. But, I mean, the Wraith Fire Blast is really your bread and butter for that hero.
Yeah, I guess it really depends how the early game goes. If you can get some kills and ganks on the board, or if you've had an opportunity to farm some more, really depends on which way you're going to go with that hero. But obviously Wraith Fire above all else.
Of course, you kind of have to have that.
You're the Wraith Fire guy. You gotta stun.
Well, Ancient Apparition's been built in many different ways. Sometimes people even forego Cold Feet early on, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, that's
mid lane though. You have the disruption, and there's the latch as well from Tenbird. Oh, out comes the ultimate from OD. And that is one dead Viper.
Yep, such an easy setup. I mean, with disruption into Slug leap, I mean, it's straight up.
Yeah, I think though that Muhan may be able to grab this bottom tower from the look of things. It's low on health. The fortification is available, but we need to see a lot of very fast action coming from Monkey Spanner. Well, they're wasting the fortification, so they're looking to defend. I'm not sure if they'll be able to actually do it. And Tenbird, he actually misses, but they're still going to be able to pick off Chevelle. They denied the tower. Excellent job, and they cancel the TP. Out comes the Ancient Apparition ult, which does an amazing amount of damage. They're going to get the park. He falls. Pro Dog seeing what he can do. I think he may actually be able to finish off Tenbird if he can.
Oh, what is going on?
Silence. But Tenbird uses his wand. It'll be a-okay.
Really strange engagement there.
I think if she used her Q ability instead of the silence, maybe could have nabbed a kill.
Yeah, maybe. So close to Shatter.
Well, a little bit of action coming out.
A little bit of action. Tower goes down. Death Prophet really making use of her ulti. Need to see more of it. I feel like they're going to have to really start pushing every lane. every time it's up and make better use of her. Otherwise, she's going to become redundant pretty quickly.
That's true, and she didn't really get a lot of farm early on as well.
Yeah, she didn't do very well at all against the OD.
And I also want to point out it's almost 15 minutes. I would expect Viper to have his mech about by now. Still a little bit lacking in that department. OD looks to be building a mech as well. Oh, there's a very nice initiation. 485 latches on, and KSH is just able to DPS.
Yeah, he's really keeps getting caught out like this. Oh, and a really nice
Astral Imprisonment.
Nice Astral Imprisonment there.
Keeping him alive, using the regeneration rune. And just like that, 4885 is back. He's ready for some more action.
Yep.
Hook's on cooldown, but beyond that, it can be useful in these fights.
Yeah, they really seem to be picking out middle a lot, getting a lot of free kills. They're going to have to play a little bit more defensive middle, maybe put up a ward and really look out for this kind of these hooks and disruptions.
Ooh, Tenbird. He has to be quite careful.
You know something's up when there's an AA coming at your face.
You get silenced, but I mean, I'm not seeing a huge amount of lockdown.
Oh, good dodge.
Very nice dodge on the Wraithfire. That would have certainly spelled his doom. Meanwhile, mid lane, the tower's low on health, and they're able to get it. No denies coming from Muhan at the mid tower.
We'll see if they can push off this. Death Prophet, you got it, 3 mid. Oh, but that Tenbird really looking for a gank.
Oh, maybe you can even get the Warrior. It's still fast, though. Okay, he's moving in. He's going to latch on to Sandborn, and in comes Clockwork as well, catching 3 inside the cogs. OD, where's that ultimate, man? I want to see it. Any second now. There it is. OD is down. We're going to see the Skeleton King fall. He's coming back, though. Round 2, and this is a very short round 2 as the King falls once again. ProDoak has his ultimate flying around, but I think he just has to get out of here.
Man, those cogs. That was insane, catching 3 like that. And Insanity just dropping so much damage so quickly. Just really out of position and not really spread out enough.
And looking at Muon's lineup, they're lacking something that Monkey Spanner certainly has, and it's initiation.
That's very, very true. They really have nothing to really initiate on other than, like, Wraithfire, I guess.
Yeah, and until he gets a Blink Dagger online, there's just not a lot of initiation from Muhan. And really, if you look at a lot of the meta over the past few months, the teams with the superior initiation are generally the ones that do a lot better overall.
Yeah, especially if they make good use of it like Monkey Spanner have been doing. They've been picking at middle so much, and pretty much most of their ganks have been coming from middle. They've been getting so many kills there, so many setups, and yeah, Muhan just keeps feeding them.
I'm also really impressed that Tenbird comes in, he leaps in right before Clockwork kind of leaps in as well to the battle, so just a lot of chaos is created, and Slark's free the DPS while everyone's kind of like, oh crap, we're in the cogs now, and OD's coming. There's
it's really
lot going on.
Really good coordination. It's quite obvious that these guys have a lot of experience together.
Indeed. I know that even before Tenbird joined Monkey Spanner, he was practicing with them a lot. When one of their players, I believe Nace, was unable to play due to work.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. They've been doing so well.
Tenbird reaching around, looking. Oh, the hook misses. But the latch won't, and Tenbird, he's just going to town on Shabelle. Ancient Apparition dies as well inside the cogs. We have ProDoak, and he's just a sitting duck. And down he will fall, but Jody behind is getting a little bit low on health. He weaves away for a little bit. The park being kept alive thanks to the Shallow Grave, and TP's away the latch onto Rice Flower. That will spell his doom. 4 dead on Muon Zen. Weaver deciding to kind of run away. Should TP to the middle lane, but yeah, that tier 1 tower is absolutely it's absolute history.
It's absolute history. They're getting picked apart, man. It's completely getting picked apart. It's looking very one-sided now. Monkey Spanner really taking control of this, just ganking where they can. Whenever they find someone, it's pretty much guaranteed dead with their initiation.
And they're looking really, really good in this mid game. And I mean, I'm looking at Muon's lineup. They should have a pretty strong mid game as well. Oh, Tenbird, look at how aggressive he is. In comes the latch, the hook as well. 485 doesn't even care about Wraith King. He's going straight after the Ancient Apparition, and he'll get him.
Wow, this is just getting insane. They're just having fun now. I feel it's getting to a point where they're just pretty much picking apart Muhan to a point where they just easy kills.
We're seeing the experience from Monkey Spanner really coming into it.
We're absolutely seeing the experience, and yeah, Muhan really needs to regroup and rethink their strategy and team fight, because they can't fight like this. They can't be picked out through 2 or 3 heroes at a time. They really got to fight as one.
And the strength for them is they just have so many cores late game. Monkey Spanner are really starting to hit their stride at this point. They have the Force Staff on OD. They have Sanj and Yasha on the Slark. They're totally in business, man. They are good to go.
They are online.
They are online.
They are shutting it down.
We are playing in a LAN setting,
we. All right, they're on. I didn't even know a reference then, but they're winning.
Sorry to ruin it for you.
You ruined it, man.
Even look at this Viper, man. He still doesn't have the money for that mech.
He's been saving for quite a long time, and yeah, it's just getting too late for everything. Their farm is just so behind.
It certainly is. Look at that experience and gold advantage.
Wow.
Over 10,000 gold for Monkey Spanner over Muhan. And it doesn't look to be stopping anytime soon.
I mean, when Slark starts getting fed and starts snowballing, he snowballs hard.
He does.
He can really start getting kills a lot easier, and as we see now, he's just killing and being so brave. And as long as his team is with him, like, he can pretty much do anything.
Slark's one of these heroes, though, where you can really YOLO it up.
Yeah, that's true. To a point, I feel.
Yeah, to a point.
Until you've used all your escapes, and then you may be dead.
Oh, nice latch. Put Jody in place for the time being, but he does have the backtrack available, as well as the very low cooldown on Sakuchi. Tenbird, he's silenced up and going to get slowed. This may be his death. Quirk. Oh, man, he may end up giving up a death as well. 4 staffs away. The Wraithfire still connects. And we'll see if there's the follow-up. DPS from Muhan to finish the job on 4885. They're getting him pretty darn low, but 4 staff and the Shallow Grave to keep him okay. Above a deathly sentence. He'll be okay.
Yeah.
It's still Tenbird. I mean,
Tenbird just going too deep. Way too deep. And yeah, burning all his escapes and just being left with 4 heroes just beating him down.
The silence really kind of forced him
down.
Yeah, he got shut down due to the silence. Mid lane, though, there's a disruption as well as Soulcatcher follow-up. Yeah, too many members of Muhan nearby. Not enough follow-up from Monkey Spanner, so they will just kind of throw that out and say...
Let's do a bit of damage. He's really got to go back and heal now, so he's shut down from farming for a while longer, being present in the lane.
He at least has the mech, though. He has the mechanism online.
TD Slug going up top, getting some more farming.
He's already in a great position. I wouldn't be surprised if Tenbird wanted to go for like a Black King Bar next. If he really wanted to play this aggressively, he could go for the Basher.
I feel like he should play it aggressively at this point. I mean, there's not enough really, not enough magic there to really warrant a Black King Bar so quickly. Maybe you can get it late game, maybe 4th or 5th item, but for now, I reckon, yeah, Monkey King Bar, or you can go something crazy. Go to Daedalus. Just do it. I mean, he can do anything right now. He's in such a commanding lead.
That's true. I would still like... I wouldn't say Monkey Spanner is in a point where they can't throw.
They can absolutely throw, but...
Absolutely throw. There's Kyo, by the way, of MVP Phoenix with his girlfriend, I believe. But mid lane, a little bit of action on the Tenbird. He gets healed. Out comes the Viper Strike as well. The hammer drops onto a lot of these heroes, but everyone from Muhan is still A-okay. They actually pick off Dazzle, and we'll see if the Cogs can finish off Ancient Apparition. Indeed it does, but still 2 more dead on Monkey Spanner's end. This is looking like a 1 team fight for Muhan, the first of this match.
Wow, that was a great initiation. They finally got like a great hit on the Ancient Apparition ult, and from there they kind of just DPS down everyone. Everyone out of position pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. I think that Monkey Spanner got a little bit too cocky, and they're paying for it.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it a lot. Teams getting too cocky and throwing like that. It can make for very interesting games. They should be playing a bit safer. That Slark really should have been in position. Kind of just caught out and had to escape from the get-go. And they get a free tower from it, so, you know, Muhan not completely out of it yet. They still have some ways to go before they can really get back into this game, but it's a great start to that comeback.
Yeah, it is still 18-10 at the 23 mark, with Monkey Spanner, of course, still leading. But, you know, looking at the net worth graph, or just an overall net worth, OD is basically tied with the Weaver, and Slark is just a hair behind them as well. So the top 3 slots, basically it's 2 on Monkey Spanner, 1 on Muhan. They're all about even. But when these other cores from Muhan really start to get online, that's where things become scary for Monkey Spanner, because there's not really an efficient target to focus down on the other team.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to seeing Death probably get up there, and especially Viper. Viper has really missed out on his time to shine, so to speak, and he really needs to get back in this and start farming a lot more.
Yeah, he needs to get that Agnum Scepter online. If he wants to play defensive, well, never mind. He's working on the Agnum Scepter. It's obvious from his item selection so far. Has the point booster.
Yeah, yeah. See a couple of smokes on the Wraith King. Could see some plays very soon.
I actually really like the item choice from this Death Prophet. She got the Yule's Scepter, and she also got a Ghost Scepter.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually really great. That'd do wonders, especially against the Slug.
Slark, even OD as well. Right click damage coming out from them. Basically, she's just building up, kind of
survivability.
Yeah, survivability. The Yule Scepter is pretty darn common. I'd say though that the Ghost Scepter is more of a situational pickup in this situation. Now, Tenbird will be nearby the Weaver, who has picked up his Lincoln Sphere, by the way.
Nice.
So you can work into maybe a Desolator next or another type of damage item. Let's see, what else do we have as far as items are concerned? I guess Clockwork, not going into a Blade Mail. He wants to get the Agnum Scepter upgrade for his hook, so he basically has it online for every team fight.
Yeah, this Slog being very brave.
Nace could be in trouble. Oh no, he's turning it around. We'll use the disruption, but he may be just around at all ends. Force Staff to the high ground. Very, very quick reflexes from Monkey Spanner. Now they've imprisoned the Wraith King. We'll see what the follow-up is. Can they actually kill him?
Wow, that was one hit. That's so much damage.
That was a lot of damage. Wraith King actually, he doesn't even have 1,000 health yet. Not exactly.
And his cooldown's down, so he's going to be very... his ulti's down, so he's going to be very careful. And yeah, they were really in a bad position there.
The Wraith King is actually not as tanky as he looks.
No, not at all.
Still has 2 lives, but not the tankiest juror in the game at this point.
Not by a long shot. Very low on the last hits, that's for sure.
6. Well, there's your Agnum Scepter on the Clockwork. And I'm just waiting to see the Blink Dagger for Wraith King. I want that item on him so bad. I don't see why he wouldn't get it this game.
They really need it for initiations, I feel, and for catching especially that Slark.
Well, looks like Slark's going for an Eye of Scotty this match. We did see that before in the KDL quite recently, but there's a smoke from Monkey Spanner. We'll see who they can pick up. This could be a very bad situation for Muon. All right, will they get the Viper stuck in the cogs? He will fall, but out comes the ultimate from the Death Prophet. Has the spirits flying around. Tempered a bit low on health. He has to back away for the time being. Wraith King, he does have that ultimate popped. It slows down 485. They may go on him, but the Weave, it's online and will be giving him a lot of extra bonus armor. There's also a hook as well. Perdog low on health. Use the Ghost Scepter. Does fall, and this is a big turnaround from Monkey Spanner. They've got 2. Will they get a 3rd? It does potentially look like it. They're keeping KSH alive as well. Jody's stuck in a corner. I guess he will eventually fall. Nice Rocket Flare to finish the job, and 4 dead for Monkey Spanner.
4 for nothing. Yeah, that was... I feel like Muhan really shouldn't have tried to follow them up on that. They should have maybe hugged their tower a bit more, because they kind of lost 1 for nothing, and then from there it's a 4v5, and it just was completely one-sided.
Ice Flower, this guy got way too cocky.
Yeah.
That was just a big mistake. Everybody was around him.
Everyone was around him. His team was dead, so it was essentially a 1v5, and this tower was going down no matter what.
And there was a little bit of a kind of a lull in Monkey Spanner. They were going down a little bit, but they're right back up to the top as far as the charts go. Past the 10K mark, 23-10. It's not looking too hot for Muon. We may even see Monkey Spanner try to get a Roshan kill, but people are going to be back pretty fast to Muon's end. The Ancient Aberration will be annoying.
Yeah, it'll be annoying, but I feel like they can't really contest it. They're still missing 2, and it's 3v5 for this fight. I just don't think it's going to work out.
They have the medallion, so Roshan will fall pretty darn fast.
Oh, yeah.
You know what, Moonglade, it actually makes a really big difference when you take down most of that armor on Roshan. He falls so much quicker. It's a big difference.
Yeah, it does a lot of armor reduction, that's for sure. And that's a lot of gold on Slark. What's he going to get next?
Scotty, man.
Scotty, straight up?
Yeah, it's got to be Scotty.
It's got to be Scotty.
He has the Orb of Venom in his inventory.
Right.
I'm thinking that's like it's a good item because it gives you some survivability, more damage, and it gives you that slow as well, which is really nice to have.
Very important early game.
And the slow, I think on ranged heroes, it does not count as an orb effect, but Slark is melee. And he doesn't really need life steal. He's kind of covered things through his passive ult.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, look at the items on OD. He's already picked up the Scythe of Vice, Jim even for the Shadow Demon.
These guys are rich.
They are rich.
They are loaded, and they're just buying up, getting ready for the next round.
Yeah, Force Staff, Mechanism, and Sheep Stick on the OD. He is rich. I guess maybe the next item you get after this would be the Shiva's Guard, if you want even more DPS.
Yep, there's the Scotty. You were right. He's loaded, and he's ready.
Well, they even have a big creep stack there if they want to use that. Well, Wraith King picks up a invisibility rune. Still really poor. No blink dagger on him.
It's a long time without a blink dagger. 30 minutes in, he just hasn't found anything really. No farm, no kills. He's just being the poor man, going for those non-blink initiations.
Almost got the hook onto the Wraith King.
Yeah.
Also, notice that the park did pick up the bottle from Slark. So he's just kind of giving Tenbird an extra space in his inventory if he needs it. And if there's any like double damage runes, then the park will pick it up for Tenbird.
Right.
Tenbird will use it on himself, most likely, and then he'll give the bottle back. Now, it looks like he's used that final spot to pick up a gem.
It works.
Yeah, I think he's one of the better heroes to put that gem on.
Yeah, no, he's very hard to kill, so he's going to be around for a lot of it.
Slark is like, if you're basically behind against the Slark, he just doesn't die.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at the jump from 485. He's going to burst himself out of there with the Force Staff. Riceflower doing a pretty good job tanking. This is getting to be a little bit messy for Monker Spanner. There's a buyback from the Clockwork. They do get Viper, but oh, the OD ult does a ridiculous amount of damage. KSH, though. The Aegis is popped. Can they finish up Prodoak, though, before the Spirits end? That's the question. Tenbird moving to the low ground. Well, Prodoak, one more hit would have gotten him, but KSH, Force Staffs to the low ground. Quite low on health. And it turns out to be a 2-for-2 with a buyback, as well as the Aegis pop for Monkey Spanner. So I just feel like they're still being pretty darn, aggressive. In the situation.
Very, very confident, diving right in there. Pretty, really good hook, but I don't know if it was exactly worth it.
No, it definitely wasn't worth it.
Yeah, but I guess they can also afford to kind of trade a bit uneven for now.
Yeah, they can afford that.
Get some kills and try and push that middle tier 3.
But still, they didn't get the tower, which I feel is the important thing. If they at least got the tower,
it would have been all worth it.
I don't know about well worth it, but I would have like, all right, I'll be okay with it.
It would have been, yeah, it would have been a lot better than what they got for it. I mean, Muhan have definitely kind of on the defensive now. They are smoking out, trying to look for something. But, yeah, they're scared.
Yeah, still, like, if Monkey Spanner gets, like, 1 or 2 players caught out of position, though, Muhan can easily come back in this game. They can definitely take on Monkey Spanners. Just, I don't feel like they can take on the entire squad, especially when there's initiation from Monkey Spanner.
Wow.
Tenbird, he's going to go ahead and move in there. Moves back out for a second. And he's still just darn tanky. He has 2,600 health and 22 armor.
Wow. So confident with his engagements. Saw that there was a lot of heroes there, so he had to back off. A lot of Muhan.
Oh, I see a Desolator on the Weaver, so at least he has a good damage item available.
Finally getting some farm.
But Monkey Spanner has so much as well. All right, well, there's the Disruption Soul Catcher combo onto Shabelle. He's still about half health. The tier 3 tower looks the fall. Look at that hook into the Disruption. Now stuck in the cogs, but he's still A-okay, and we're actually seeing Monkey Spanner kind of unsure what they want to do. Tenbird in an awkward position, but turns it around, gets the latch on, pops the ultimate for the Wraith King. We're going to see Jody move in on the Nace. One more hit. Oh, the Disruption keeps him alive. Clockwork also buying a bit of time for the Shadow Demon, but can he actually make it out alive? That's the real question. He's low on health. We have Muhan. They've lost 2 members so far now. Jody not in the best position. Should be able to just Sakuchi out of there. The ultimate is down. Tenbird trying to go to work, but man, you do not want to mess with those Spirits. They still do a lot of damage. Out comes the ultimate from OD to finish the job on the Waver. He buys back. The Spirits, though, they are out of commission for the time being. Back into the Banshee they will go. And I think that Monkey Spanner are going to get some Tier 3 Barracks Moonblade.
Yep, I think it's Rax time. That was a really good engagement. And they managed to keep that Shadow Demon alive, which was really surprising. Jody kind of going all in on that.
I feel if Muhan did a little bit better in the earlier stages and it wasn't so one-sided, I think their lineup can certainly man-fight Monkey Spanner, but it's just that they're too far behind.
It's just getting to that point, yeah. They got picked apart too early, and they just lost too many fights, and Slark just snowballed way too hard.
Slark snowballed.
Clockwork's
snowballed.
rich. I mean, yeah, everyone's rich on Monkey Spanner at this point. They've got so many kills, so many towers. The Raxes now, they just got way too far ahead.
Indeed. So we should see the next Rax or two go down momentarily. We pretty much saw that Monkey Spanner don't care too much about waiting for that Aegis if they want to do the push.
Yeah. We got a Shiva coming online.
Yeah, I like it. That's just more DPS for the ultimate and the Q ability for OD. He is totally online, man. He's
ready.
He's like 5 slotted now.
Wow, it's so rich. And even Shadow Demon getting the Blink Dagger.
Oh, wow. Weaver, he didn't stand a chance.
Wow, he popped like nothing.
I was like looking at OD's items for a second, and then I look up to the screen, and Weaver's already dead.
Yeah, he like 3-shot him or something.
I'm like, oh, well. I mean, that's what happens when OD has like plus 100 intelligence.
Yeah. And we got a bash for the Slark. All right.
Cool.
Great pickup.
Yeah, that's generally what you'll get next at this point if you're not getting that Black King bar.
Yeah. There's no real need for the BKB at this point. I think it's just become too easy.
Yeah, it's not.
No real risk of dying, I feel.
It's just not needed. Oh my
just
God, that
not required.
advantage.
Yeah, that's insane. That's such an advantage.
That's an advantage you don't come back from, Moonblade.
Absolutely.
Oh, and look at Clockwork. He's going to move right in, getting Product inside the clogs. We're going to see the Spirits come out, and Wraith King will be the first to fall. And no ultimate to keep him alive. Everybody else in Muhan is just falling left and right.
And that's GG.
It's called. Wow. Monkey Spanner, once again, they are just putting on a clinic.
Well, you were right. You were completely right with Flash. That was a really one-sided game, and Monkey Spanner are just miles ahead.
Miles ahead. I did like the early game coming out from Muhan.
It was a pretty good start, absolutely, getting that first blood.
They got